The match of the day, and I'm sure a lot of fans have been waiting for. It is Sprout with Scrappy and Dexter going up against alternate attacks, which have, of course, Vocile and Skandir. And what we've seen from today, I feel like this is gonna be a wide open match full of all kinds of surprises, and I'm all for it, Quantum.
Whew, yeah, I'm all for it as well. Yeah, we're both winded, right? Though we had two back-to-back insane matches, right? If you're just here for Scrappy, I understand, right? But go back and watch those two previous matches, please. Do yourself a favor. Those matches were insane, right? Even the first match, right? Even though it finished quite quickly, it was quite the matchup. You should watch all the matches, not just the ones with Sprout and alternate attacks. But that being said, that's the one that we're going to do now. Sprout versus alternate attacks, and as you said, right, that is the one where Scrappy is playing, right? That's the really big anticipated matchup of the week, and that is no surprise, honestly.
Oh, definitely, for sure. Like, I have the Twitch chat open as well, and all I see is support for both teams. Sprout, Skandir, we're already the pick and ban. Flip of Faith is banned by Sprout in this case. Let's see. Do we get arrow pipes?
Oh, we could get arrow pipes.
Possible? We don't get any gyroscope. No gyroscope. Post champ, ladies and gentlemen. Do we get arrow pipes? That is the question. What is the pick gonna be? The pick is going to be parkour for alternate attacks. What will Sprout pick? Interesting to see.
Very interesting. Reps.
So okay, we get reps. Back and forth is going to be the next map. What will Sprout pick? Do we get arrow pipes?
Could you imagine arrow pipes as the 7th map?
Come on, RNGesus, please make these people pick arrow pipes. Let's at least get arrow pipes. Okay, slow down. Okay, calm. Flip of Faith is being absolutely modded. We haven't seen it once, by the way.
We've not seen gyroscope either, and we've not seen arrow pipes. So at least let us potentially see arrow pipes here in the 6th map here. Yeah, it's the 7th map. Let's go. We don't get to
map, ladies and gentlemen. Slippy Slide is 6, and if we go the full distance, we end up on arrow pipes. Now, praise to God, we go to map 7. Get your praise. Of course, I know you all have your fanships. You want Sprout to win. You want alternate attacks to win. But let's make it a fair game. Let's meet on arrow pipe, shall we? But that's a long way ahead. We go on to parkour first of many maps. It was picked by the red team as well in this case. And parkour, well, we start off with quite a banger of a map, if we have to say. What we've seen so far, it's been all over the place. I don't think there's been a single clean round of parkour, as we see Sprout, of course, represented by Dexter and Scrappy. Alternate attacks represented by Vocile and Skandir. And now, do we get a clean round of parkour, Quantum? Do you think that is a possibility in this existence?
I mean, we got it once, right? Can we get it again? I mean, that was, as I said at the time, a unicorn round. So I don't know, right? I'm not too sure. Let's see, right? Can we see many unicorns this time around? I mean, Sprout is with Scrappy and Dexter, right? They're two extremely talented players. And Vocile and Skandir, oh, they're nothing to sneeze at either, as Skandir clips into the wall before the first checkpoint. That one's a little bit rough to look at, but that is still doable, right? That is still comebackable. In this case, he's only behind by about half a second, as Vocile leads Dexter, who leads Scrappy, who leads, obviously, Skandir, as we get into this map now. We're a little bit deeper into it as we head into the half-pipe jump. Very nicely done by Vocile. He'll land earlier than Dexter, but Dexter is still hot on his tail. Scrappy staying with them as well. There's a big clip out of Dexter, and he'll find himself out of the running here, and Skandir will overtake him. Into the identity we go here. No one's failed this jump up yet, as Vocile stays in first, Scrappy in second, Skandir's in third, just behind, waiting for the opportunity. Does Scrappy make a mistake? No, he doesn't. No one, in fact, makes a mistake on this identity. Vocile wins it. Scrappy gets second. Skandir gets third, and Dexter, well, he's the only one who's made a mistake on it, but it's too little too late. By the time he already made it, all the 3 other players were already finished.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we've been looking for. Close rounds, one mistake to define the round, and alternate takes the lead. But what we've seen on parkour, that doesn't mean basically nothing. Of course, we need to get to 10 points, and one team can only get it. So let's see who it will be this round. Can Sprout come back with an ace, or will alternate attacks be looking to increase their lead? Currently, everybody's tied in a pack. Close race so far. Let's see the ice slide. Will anybody slide out, or will they be able to keep it all the way? Everybody does it as well. It's neck and neck. Oh, first mistake by alternate attack. Skandir touches the inside, so he has fallen behind. Perfect opportunity for Sprout to take advantage of this. But the illuminating sign at the end shows us that the identity is coming. Vosal is in front. Maybe he can deny a victory for Dexter and Scrappy. Everybody makes the third turn, so now the decider. I'm gonna need first jump clean, second one also good. We're on to the third. Any mistakes so far? Everybody gets it clean. Everybody gets it clean apart from Scrappy. Scrappy makes a mistake, and it's going to be Dexter to still pull in a draw. But it was so close to being a perfect round of parkour almost. Scrappy just clipping that edge. He went too much to the right, and that was the downfall. But a close round, and that is what we love to see, Quantum.
Yeah, we love to see it. In fact, this is a complete 180 from the other parkour maps that we've seen in the other matches, right? Because this time around, there's only one mistake every identity, which, okay, yeah, sure, you could say that that's still a bit rough, but at the same time, right, that's a very big difference, and it means that it leads to a lot closer racing. Everyone's much closer in by the time that we get to the identity, and then by inside of the identity, there's less mistakes, so it stays just as exciting as Scrappy takes the lead over Wolfsaw and Skandir. Skandir's not made a mistake just yet either, so this is the first time that he's in fact in the fight for this lead. Scrappy, though, he is still on the top of the podium as Dexter cleans up the third place at the moment with Wolfsaw in fourth. But it's anyone's game here as we head on to the identity. Scrappy stays perfect as all three of the other players side by side by side. Can they keep it clean? Dexter can't. And so it's Wolfsaw and Skandir side by side with Scrappy. Scrappy goes a little bit wide, but it's still gonna be okay. He's gonna keep it together, and we're gonna draw for a second time in a row. Alternate attacks keep their 1-point lead over Sprout for the moment.
Currently, Scrappy keeping the game going. If it's not Dexter, it's Scrappy, and vice versa, keeping the match very relatively close. Bosa and Skandir cannot take advantage of those rounds, and every time a Sprout member is there to deny, whether it be Scrappy or Dexter. Let's see how this round pans out. We've got an early lead for Skandir, and I do believe an early mistake by Vosal. Oh, he actually saves it. I thought he actually hit the one of the cones there, but he's well and truly alive with Vosal only being slightly behind. Let's see. Ice slide so far have been clean, no slide out so far, and we keep that trend going. Everybody gets it nice and clean. Sprout currently 1 and 2, looking to ace this round. We go to the core pipe. It's a clean one for everybody. Skandir having it a bit better, pushing forward. It's a tight round. Let's see any mistakes. The Wolfson makes mistakes. He clips on the ice, giving a perfect opportunity now for Sprout to take advantage. But can they get the identity clean? Dexter touches right at the end. So now it's up to Scrappy to get some points out of this. He needs to get first to at least get a draw. Now Skandir to hold. Can he hold? Scrappy with more speed. Scrappy overtakes. And here he goes. They overtake Skandir, and Scrappy is like a wall. Cannot be overtaken. He holds Sprout in the game. Dexter will come in at last, but Scrappy, more speed, saved the round, keeping us at a 1-point distance still.
Man, yeah, 1 point the difference, and that is huge, right? That 1 point makes that massive difference, right? Because we're in round 5 now, 4 rounds in a row where we've only been separated by 1 point. And so that is huge, right? That lead that keeps them together after draw after draw after draw is really crucial. Let's see if it keeps getting gained on, though, if we continue getting draws, or if at some point one team breaks and we get an ace on the other side. Currently, Wolfsal is in the lead. His teammate Skandir right next to him, side by side, as they are in an ace formation. Dexter's made a mistake earlier on in the track, and so it's all down to Scrappy to really keep things together here. Does he clip into this? Yes, he does. he's completely clipped, and he does not do a clean 360 out of it like the other players did the other time around. As, oh, that's a clip out of Wolsile. That'll allow Dexter back into this one. At least it's not going to be an ace, it looks like. But Scandier is far and away in the lead, and if he does not fail... Wait, Dexter's failed! Dexter's failed! Wolsile's failed too! Can he land it? No, he can't! Neither can Scrappy! Neither can Dexter! Oh my goodness, what's happened here? Dexter will get second. Wolsile will get third. Scrappy will get fourth. In fact, everyone just failed the same amount of times, it feels like. And the positions just stayed the same. Heading into the identity.
The only person to survive really was Scandier. Everybody else absolutely mudded. It just, this is what parkour does to you. You have constantly, you look like everything's fine and dandy. You go on to that second, you go on to the third jump onto the plastic, and it's just troll despair. And then it's like, ain't no way this round is now turned upside down, and we see another round. This time everybody's still close. Scrappy with a bit of a touch, or he had to release, so he finds himself a bit behind. Dexter flies out as well. Another mistake by Dexter. Dexter definitely not finding himself in the groove of the match, needing Scrappy to pull his weight at the moment, and again deny alternate attacks the win, or even possibly an ace. So let's see, can Scrappy do it? Good dirt uphill, gets the gear, has good speed. Now we go into the identity. First jumps are done. Scrappy goes a bit wide, but he should be able to still continue. Wolsile, Scandier. Are they going to ace? No, they're not, because Scandier makes a mistake, allowing now for Scrappy to at least get second and Dexter third. It's a draw, and we go again. So it's a track point still for alternate attacks, but if Sprout gets an ace, well, we have something very interesting on hand.
Yeah, we definitely do. If they just win the round, though, right? Even that would be pretty interesting. It'd be 9-8 in favor of alternate attacks. Another win afterwards, right, would bring us to 10-10 overtime. So let's see if that could happen as well. Many, many possibilities here. But if it's another draw, then it'll be 9-7. That's one of the weirdest score lines that we can get here, because there's no ties that can happen at that point in history. So Scandier in the lead. Behind him are two Sprout players. Wolsile is in fourth place, but he's not in fourth by quite a lot. This bobsleigh's killed a few Sprout players here, but it's not going to happen this time around. As we head on to the identity, everyone is side by side by side by side. As here we go, Scandier and Scrappy inside of each other. Dexter's right behind them, ready to take up the mantle if it's needed, as Scrappy takes the lead. Scandier gets overtaken. This looks like an ace. No, Scrappy's made a mistake, and Dexter gets sniped. What's happened? No way. Dexter gets sniped. Scrappy makes that mistake as well. The final jump just stopped Sprout from winning. My goodness, an ace from Sprout there would have put them up 9-8. Instead, it's 7-9 in favor of alternate attacks because of two mistakes there and a Wolsile snipe.
Yeah, and now, like we preluded to us before, it's 9-7. No matter what the result is going to be here, we will have a winner. Of course, alternate attacks can win it on a draw and a victory, but Sprout needs to ace, and the early signs are not that promising, but Dexter is still in the making, has fallen a bit behind, but as soon as I say it, he makes a massive mistake. And unless Wolsile and Scandier make the biggest throw of their lives, Scandier does touch, so that's promising. Wolsile, does he get the identity? Let's see. Wolsile, first jumps are good. Where is everybody? Scrappy trying to attack, but he has a bad line. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. The first track point goes to alternate attacks. What a fearsome fight for the very end, but it's the identity that completely ruins dreams, and it ruins for Sprout this round as we move on to the next map already.
Map number 2 is ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen. That one was a barn burner on the first map. That was the first map, man. Oh my goodness, what are we in for? Because there are 6 more tracks that we could potentially play, and right now alternate attacks are up by 1. Let's see if Dexter and Scrappy here can answer back on reps.
Yeah, and it was actually kind of interesting because remember, the red team, Alternate Attacks, picked that final map, so Sprout could have taken their opponent's map, but now Sprout, it seems to be that it's their bread and butter. This is the map they've chosen, so in all likelihood, Sprout should be taking this if they pick this, but the rounds are what matters, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are already underway, of course, with a close matchup so far. Dexter and Scrappy going currently in the lead. It's a bit of a tussle between both Silence, Dexter, but Scrappy miles ahead at the moment. 2/10 at the moment, the lead. Dexter going for the outside line. It is faster, as you can see, compared to Volsal. Overtakes him confidently. Good drift as well. It's a 1-2 for Sprout, and it seems that there's a reason why they picked this map. Currently 1-2, of course. We are getting closer to the identity, but we have a few sections still to go. First, of course, this tight third turn, where you can get a nice wide line, which gives you a lot of speed for the entry. And Dexter is fighting Skandir and Volsal fearsomely. They're neck and neck. Scrappy is in his own fresh air. Let's see, can Dexter pull it in? Can Sprout start with an ace? We go on to the identity. First goes well. Dexter touches, so it's all up to Scrappy. Skandir falls off, so it's now up to Scrappy. And it's an ace for Dexter because Volsal falls off. He gets a slowdown on the landing, and it's an ace for Sprout, and that is exactly what you want to see. What a great way to bounce back from that previous map. And here we go, another round already underway.
And yeah, that is a way to bounce back, right? That is definitely how you want to answer after losing a map. That was a barn burner of a first map here, and already we're starting off with an ace. And if they win the next round, right, they're going to be up by 4 points. That's a big lead, right? We saw Exalti lose a lead like that previously in the earlier match, but let's see if Sprout here can get themselves a bigger lead than just 3 points here, because we've seen that a big points lead can make or break the match. Just a 1 point lead can make or break the match. So here goes nothing. Scrappy in the lead, fighting with Volsal side by side again. Skandir slightly behind by only 3/10 though, and Dexter behind by half a second on Scrappy and Volsal. Let's see if he can catch up to Skandir at least and make this one a bit more interesting, as Scrappy and Volsal side by side. Volsal lose a bit of speed over Scrappy, but everyone survives up until this final jump. Volsal falls down, and so it's a round win for Sprout. It goes from a draw to a round win, just because Volsal took it a little too risky.
Yeah, and he ended up back in the safe finish, which allowed Dexter to snatch the victory from the jaws of a draw, and Sprout earn a comfortable 5-1 lead now. And if you're a fan of Scrappy and Dexter, get those cheers up. I'm sure they are looking to hear from you as well, and I'm sure they love every bit of energy you got as well. Same for Alternate Attacks. I do see that Volsal has already made an earlier mistake, falling almost half a sec behind on the leaders. As everybody goes for the outside line, it means Volsal will fall even further behind. Dexter and Scrappy in a very commanding position, attacking Skandir with all their power. Here we go. We have plenty of road ahead of us, so Skandir getting a bit ahead as well, but usually it is here where they catch up because Scrappy goes for a wider line with more speed. Here we go, they go for more inside. Skandir tries to take as little as that penalty grass as possible, and now the identity has murdered so many people. Will it murder Skandir, or will Skandir be able to draw this? Oh, Dexter is pushing, it's close! But where's Volsal? Oh, Volsal made a mistake. He would have been able to capitalize on a Dexter mistake, but it is a draw. But Skandir avoids the win for Sprout, at least keeping it somewhat close. But at the moment, it is damage control. And looking forward to the next round, you need more than just a draw to catch up to Sprout at the moment.
Yeah, you definitely do. At this point in time, there are 2 ways you can catch back up, right? An ace and a win would bring you back us to tied. However, actually, funnily enough, if Alternate Attacks win 4 rounds in a row, right? 2-1, we'd be tied at 10 and going to overtime. That could be something that happens. However, we cannot see another draw because on the 4th round after this one, Sprout would win with 10 points, and it'd be like 10-9 or something. So it would be close, but not close enough. 4 wins or an ace and a win, or maybe even 2 aces here if you're alternate attacks, right? You can't be too picky, but there are plenty of situations where you get back into this match. They just need you to win. And Wosal right now, because he's in 4th place, is not really putting his team in a position where they can win. Even though he's only behind by 3/10, can he catch up to either Dexter or Scrappy, who have been perfect so far on this identity? And that's Scrappy who's not perfect. As Dexter overtakes Scandir, Scrappy makes a mistake. Oh, but Wosal makes a mistake! He flies off the map! What's he done?
Oh no!
Wosal!
That is the first time I've ever seen anybody
Wosal!
completely fly out of the pool. Oh my god!
I lost my voice to that.
That is Wosal with the biggest despair I've ever seen in my life on this map. You are going to the safe fin and the pool just yeets you out of the existence, out of the round. And that just puts Sprout in a commanding position. Unless you ace your way to victory, I mean, it is pretty much done and dusted. But then again, we find ourselves in a situation where Dexter is almost 2 seconds behind. And guess who has to draw it out? Scrappy again finds himself in the lead, carrying Sprout at the moment. Definitely the linchpin and the anchor for the team. Dexter, I'm sure, is having his moments, but he needs to catch up with Scrappy. And now, let's see, can Scrappy deny a few points from alternate attacks? Of course, getting a point would be nice, but denying would make it even easier. Scrappy now fighting with Wosal. Skandir is also behind, so it's the 2v2 between the two. Scrappy falls a bit behind. Who will get it? First jump. They both get it. Scrappy has a better line, so he has more speed, so he overtakes Wosal. Wosal clips as well, and he does finish. And it is a victory for Dexter because Wosal makes so many mistakes. GG. Sprout takes it. And as easy as that, you blink and you miss it. Wosal completely out of the round. And it's tied again. 1-1. Like nothing happened. And we go to back and forth as well. A very close match, or very close map it has been. 1-1, and my prediction that we will go the distance and see arrow pipes is looking much more juicier with every map we play.
Listen, all right? We have ourselves a situation where we could see arrow pipes for the first time as a deciding map. Could you imagine, though, Agility Dash as the deciding map as well? Because that's the map that was left out, right? That was the 50-50 coin flip as... Oh, my goodness. That would have been nuts as well. But, of course, we do love to see arrow pipes because we've not seen it at all today. Oh, what a match of the week. This deserved match of the week status. 100%. As right now we see Skandir in the lead with Wosal in 4th place. Currently a draw formation, though Dexter will overtake Skandir. Into the jump we go. Let's see how they land. Everyone lands pretty okay-ish, and no one really flies out. It's again, once more, a draw formation as Scrappy now gets relinquished to last place. Wosal and Skandir side by side, but Dexter grows his lead to over half a second as we go into the identity here. Dexter keeps it together. All he needs to do now is keep his lines very nice and clean as we go into the second half of the identity. Dexter keeps it nice. He keeps it up and into the finish he goes. No clipping. And we've got ourselves a draw to start off on back and forth.
Yeah, a close round indeed, only separated by just making slight little mistakes at the early map. Everybody got it clean on the back and forth identity, and we go on to the next one. It is a draw yet again. Scrappy having a bit of an awkward start in this case, and it allows alternate attacks to take the lead. Dexter also not with the best exit from the dirt. Now let's see how far can alternate attacks take it. Are they able to keep the lead? Or will somebody falter? Now Skandir, Wosal 1 and 2. Dexter trying to chase them as hard as he can. Scrappy trying to follow up.
Oh,
Scrappy makes a mistake, so it's all up to Dexter now. Dexter needs to deny Skandir and Wosal, so it's all up to him. And Dexter touches the inside, so he gets a slowdown. So now, unless Skandir and Vosa make a mistake, it's all eyes on the alternate attacks team to get an ace. But Dexter is not giving up. He's second. If Skandir makes a mistake, it's all over. But in this case, he doesn't. But Dexter, good mentality there. He still gets a at least denies the ace and keeps Sprout within a 1-point distance. That was crucial, but it could have gone very badly in just a minute.
Yeah, he got that slide. He got the slide, right? And you saw it. He got so much speed out of it. He gained a couple faster speed, and that's all he needed, right? All he needed was that little bit of extra speed to go from tied with Wosal to overtake him. Skandir still wins the round, though, and so alternate attacks do take the lead, but it's better than getting aced. That's for damn sure. As Skandir currently in the lead again. Scrappy is in second position this time around, and we have Wosal just behind him on his tail. Dexter has made a massive mistake, so this time it's Scrappy's turn to stop them from getting aced. As we go down after this flip, very nicely done from these three players, though Wosal is a little bit slow out of it, and he'll lose himself. He'll go down by about a second on Scrappy and Skandir as they're side by side now, heading into the identity. Here comes Scrappy, trying to catch up to Skandir. He's behind by a tenth. He's got a little bit more speed. Can he go a little bit more inside and turn a little bit less? Look at this. He's got a little bit more speed, but he's gone too wide. And so Skandir will win the round, and Wosal will get himself third place, getting them another important point over Sprout. It's 5-3.
Yeah, fine margins, fine margins. That is the name of the game on this map. You do not want to make that early mistake, as we see. Oh, Scrappy has a really bad turnaround in this case as well, so he's already fallen a bit behind. And again, Sprout find themselves in a situation where they have to deny aces and victories. They're not able to unanimously get through the map. And it's just, again, oh, Dexter goes so wide, loses all of that momentum, and now it's a commanding lead for alternate attacks. Unless we see some mistakes here, it is very much done and dusted. But back and forth has shown that if you just push it a bit too much, it can turn right around, and all they have to do is make that one mistake. Let's see, Dexter and Scrappy trying to chase Wosal and Skandir. Wosal and Skandir are together. We have a very good ice. Dexter makes a mistake.
Dexter.
He's completely out of it as well. Wosal and Skandir unanimously going through it. So 1-2 for alternate attacks, giving them a 5-point advantage. And that is not what you want to see as a Sprout fan as well. Of course, it is a map that alternate attacks picked. But still, I feel like their Sprout could have been a lot closer, and there could have been a lot bigger fight on this map.
Honestly, if map number 1, right, was our last map of the match, I don't think anyone would be complaining. But because we started off with such a back and forth map when it came to parkour, when we get to here now, right, and we're seeing more one-sided matches, as we see here with alternate attacks, with Scrappy and Dexter not exactly doing the best, well, then you've got to question yourself, why was parkour picked first? And that is definitely the question that Sprout are asking themselves here, because even though they're only down by one map, they're going to be down by one map if they don't win this one here. It's going to be very, very tough for them to do so. If they want to come back, they practically have to ace twice here, right? Because Skandir and Wosal are in position to win this. And so right now, if Dexter does not win this round, right, and bring us to a draw, then, oh, well, there you go. There you go. Dexter wins the round, at least, unless he fails this. No, he doesn't. Okay. Good, good, good. We got ourselves a situation where it's 9-4. We can see a situation where Sprout ace twice, right? Yeah.
Yep.
You follow me?
Yeah, we're following the plot here. Yeah.
Yeah. That could totally happen, right? 10-9 Sprout win, right? Ain't no way with a 5-point deficit with alternate attacks on track point, right? Ready to go up 2-1. They're already ready for the 4th map, right? You think that's gonna happen?
I don't know. Promising already, because so far we've had so many rounds where Scrappy and Dexter have made an early mistake, but currently, where do you find them? In the mix with alternate attacks as well. It is a close battle. Wosal having a bit of trouble on the section before the ice ball, making him fall behind. Let's see how the ice turns. Skandir falls a bit to the side, allowing Sprout to take the lead. ladies and gentlemen, is it happening? Volsal attacking Dexter here, so it's not over yet. Remember, Sprout need to ace. Anything else, it's game over. What? Dexter goes so inside and completely loses it. And now, unless Volsal and Skandir make a mistakes, it's GG.
It is GG.
It's basically now over, yeah. And yeah, it's over. Volsal and Skandir get through, and it is game over for Sprout on this map. Alternate Attacks take their own map pick, and they go 2-1 in the lead. Just Dexter went a bit too inside there and clipped it. I don't know. I didn't notice if he got a nose slide or not, or he was just going into the angle a bit too tight. But we move on to the next map. It's 2-1, anybody's game till and as we said, we are moving on to Sprout's map pick. So everything to play for, and it is slowdown as well.
It is slowdown. This time around, we've seen a lot of players risking it a little too much here. Can Sprout bring this back here and tie us up at 2? Or can Alternate Attacks actually surprise Sprout on their map pick and steal the map away, going up 3-1? That would be disastrous for Sprout, but it'd be so insane for Alternate Attacks, right? They would definitely love if that were to happen. It would force Sprout in a situation where they need to win 3 maps in a row, including Arrow Pipes. So at this point in time, if you're Sprout, you must win this map, right? And in fact, if you don't want to play on Arrow Pipes, you just need to win the next 3 maps in a row here. So if you're Sprout, you must win this map. You must take it away from Alternate Attacks and make sure that they cannot win it. But right now, Wolsal is in the lead, and Skandir's just behind him. Dexter and Scrappy are scratching their heads at this point. Can we get past them? Because at this point, they're ahead by a quarter of a second, and that's Dexter completely clipping out at the bobsled. That was a little bit too tough for him to handle, and that's nearly a yep sign out of Scrappy. Luckily for him, he goes a little bit wide, lost about a 10th there, but he kept himself alive, and that's what was important. As we head on to the identity now, Wolsal in the lead, Skandir is in second, and they keep it close together. There's no airtime for either of them, and they keep it clean as you like. Wolsal and Skandir, they'll ace for Alternate Attacks to start off on slowdown.
Yeah, and we are seeing the faltering Dexter definitely not having his day at the moment. I'm sure he has very good pace on this map, but currently in rounds, he is not finding any consistency whatsoever. And that is not what we want to see. We want to see close matches. So I do hope Dexter gets his mojo going, and he's not just finding it at the moment. Dexter already falling a bit behind, and so it's a tough uphill battle for him. But of course, Wolsal touching the wall, so it's a promising sign for Sprout. Now, can Dexter finally keep it together and keep the round going? We see them both currently in the lead as Skandir is looking to deny them. Wolsal half a second behind, of course. Now let's see, can they keep it together? Bobsleigh line with the cruise control is nice. The drift here, can they get it smooth without any incidences? It's fine as well. And now, as we move closer to the identity, Skandir in the lead, looking to deny Sprout. Or can Sprout get the ace back and tie us for 3-3? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. First slide is good so far, but Skandir is in front. They might need to push a bit, otherwise, unless Skandir makes a mistake. Dexter is pushing, but he gets a bit of airtime, and it is a draw. Skandir holds on in the front, and it is 4-1 currently for Alternate Attacks, as Alternate Attacks are moving towards a 3rd map win so far, and Sprout even picked this map. So something needs to change, and it needs to happen right now, especially for Dexter.
Yeah, it definitely does, right? If you're Dexter here, you need a clean round. Just one clean round. Something in the 56s would be very nice, wouldn't it, for Dexter here? Let's see if that can happen for him, as right now he's in 2nd position, but just behind Wolsal. Let's see if he can keep it together here with Scrappy just in behind him. Skandir currently in last. A small mistake, but he's only behind by 2/10. One drift could make him go from last to 1st. He's still in last, but even closer now this time around, as that's Scrappy currently in the lead, and Dexter right behind him as well. Wolsal will relinquish himself down to 3rd place. Let's see if they can ace and tie up the match here. No, that's airtime out of Dexter. Scrappy needs to keep it clean, needs to keep it together. Wolsal with a bit of airtime will stop him from winning the round, but at least it's a draw again for the alternate attacks rather than a tied game. At 4-4, we have a 5-2 lead for alternate attacks. Their 3-point lead stays intact.
Yeah, and it does stay intact, but God, it's something that you really want to see Texter succeed. We want a close match, but it's just, there's always a little section that where he falters. I'm sure he knows, of course, like the pressure is definitely high in these matches, and I'm sure after making mistake after mistake, it starts to pile up, and that's not what you want to see. Hopefully hopefully they can keep together, but again, in this case, I do believe Scrappy makes the mistake, so now Dexter needs to come up with the big guns and deny Vosal and Skandir the ace. So it's do or die for Dexter. He needs to show up now. Let's see if he can do it. He is very close though, but Skandir and Vosal have been very good on the identity, and Dexter has been faltering from time to time. Now let's see. He's pushing it. He is very close. He's pushing ahead. He's giving a run for the money for the alternate attacks lineup. Oh, but he clips the pole, and that is the worst possible thing that could have happened. And it is an ace for alternate attacks, giving them a 6-point lead. Oh, it was so close. Dexter was having a good round as well, but that pole just a hint of a touch, and that ruined his line completely. Well, again, Sprout needs a couple of aces to come back, but it's not looking really good if you are looking from Sprout's perspective. But there is a touch for Skandir at least.
At least there is, but man, if you are Sprout right now, you have to say, if you lose this map, suddenly your chances of winning the game entirely has just disintegrated, right? At this point in time, you need to come back, right? You need to do something. And against Vosal here, he's a fast player, right? And he's shown it so far so good. Dexter is right on behind him. He needs to show up. This is the round where he needs to do something special. Bring us something, Dexter, please, as he tries his best. He's still behind by a bit, catches up though, as he stays put in second place. Can he catch up at all? Yes, he can! He takes the lead! At least there's that in his favor. But Skandir snipes Scrappy! Oh no, Dexter did everything right! But Scrappy, he gets sniped! Sprout, instead of being down 9-4, are down 9-3, and so if they ace twice in a row here, they are not going to win the map. They're instead going to be tied at 9s. If they at least got that extra point there, they could have won with 2 aces. Instead now, it's a coin flip if they ace twice, but that's only if they ace twice, right? Otherwise,
we haven't seen an ace from Sprout's side. That's the problem. We've always seen Vosal or Skandir constantly denying the two members of Sprout, and it hasn't been looking good so far as they find themselves trailing behind Skandir with an awkward line, of course, falling a bit behind, but Vosal in a very commanding lead. Almost 3/10 up in this case. If Vosal gets first, it's GG, and alternate next, and Scrappy flies out as well. I think this is it. Skandir does fly out. Can Dexter snipe Vosal in the end? But yeah, no. Vosal gets it as well. A stone wall. Vosal is denying Sprout any chance of a comeback. It's GG for this match, and alternate attacks go ahead in map points 3-1 as we move on to track number 5. And now it's do or die. You have to win every single map from now on if you want Sprout to win. And I'm sure Scrappy and Dexter, I don't know what their comms are or how they manage these pressures together. Is there a way they can sort of calm them down, mental reset, at least get their head in the game one map at a time and get the dub? But freestyle is the map where we go. And we've seen the identity has claimed a lot of victims just with a few clips. So here we go. Quantum, take it away.
My goodness gracious, this could be the last map, but Sprout don't want that to happen. Dexter and Scrappy want to stay alive here. Down 3-1, can they come back with 3 straight map wins? It's gotta start on freestyle. Here is Scrappy and Dexter. They are currently 2nd and 3rd. Skandir in the lead, though Vosal also able to push himself out of last into the podium positions. As they go onto the nose steer, that's scary for Skandir as he clips out. That was looking like a clip from a mile away, and he still went through with it. That is a little bit ballsy, if I do say so myself. That looks like a clip, actually, out of Wolsal. No, it was really close, so he jumped so low. Very, very risky out of him, but it pays off so well. Dexter, though, right behind him. In fact, now way ahead of him with a big jump, though an earlier landing for Wolsal means that he gains back that lead. Scrappy is in third place. Can he at least get that third place ahead of Scandier? He takes it slow. Dexter's made a massive mistake, though. He needs second now, as Wolsal will win this round despite the clip. Scrappy will get second, but who gets third? It's Scandier who wins the round, and alternate attacks grab the lead early on.
Victory.
Yeah, and all I can say is I feel very sorry for Dexter. He's been trying everything in his possibility to give Scrappy all the tools to at least push them forward in the match, but just there's always one thing that just doesn't clip, and it's very heart-wrenching to get. But the show is not over. The game goes on until we get to the fourth map. When Sprout is not out of it, there is still time to take this. Of course, you might say it's a pure copium take at this point, but we've seen comebacks before, and as soon as I said, oh, Dexter is able to save it, but now with Scrappy in the front, he has to clutch it again. A scenario we've seen too often. Let's see, can Wolsal Scandier stay ahead, or will Scrappy be able to get something as a return? Wolsal and Scandier are in front at the moment, 1 and 2. They haven't made many mistakes on the identity, so it's very hard for Scrappy to probably come back from this, but let's see. Wolsal and Scandier are going to the identity. Scrappy's POV, will they get it? First one. Oh, they get it. Scrappy goes for the risk, but it just clips the back wheels. And this is an ace for alternate attacks. And I feel like it's slowly setting in for Sprout as well. I don't want to be that person, but I want to have a close match, but I feel like the steam is running out for Sprout, and it's slightly showing already. I hope they can get something bad of it, something positive to grasp onto, but it's looking very dire in these possibly last few rounds.
Let me make a pun, if I may. Sprout need to sprout new life here, because they definitely need to get back into this one. They're down by 4. They need to ace or win 4 times in a row. And that's really tough, right? They haven't aced in a long time, right? So they definitely need to do something about it. They definitely need to get back into this one some way, somehow. The Wolsal and Scandier are 1 and 2, and Dexter wants to push them away. He's going to go for the high jump, so he's going to land a little bit later, but he's still going to be ahead at the before the last checkpoint here as we go onto the jump. Where's Dexter gone? No, Dexter! That's not the way you're supposed to go! Scrappy takes the lead. Scandier is just behind him. Scrappy, don't clip, please. Oh, okay, at least it's Scandier that clipped there. And we're at least going to see a draw. Okay, no, it's going to be a round win. It's going to be a round win.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
That was close. Luckily for Dexter, Wolsal made a bigger mistake than he did. But damn, that is huge.
Yeah, but it is at least it's going in the positive direction, you know. You have those, you know, both Scrappy and Dexter love their anime, you know. You have that anime comeback, you know. I don't know, it is possible. You have to just take every round possible. Even they slowly just have to do it. Even a victory, if it keeps going like this, they will be able to catch up to alternate attacks. So as long as they get the victory going, they are good to get back with alternate attacks. An ace would be even more exciting, and a much more, of course, with an ace.
Yes.
Oh no, Dexter has to respawn. This is not what we want to see. Dexter with another mistake, and Scrappy yet again has to pull a rabbit out of the bag. A draw is needed. Wolsal with another low jump. God, that's really well done. It's very hard to go for that risk, and Scrappy finds himself behind now. Needs to draw it to at least keep Sprout in it to some extent. Let's see how as we get closer to the identity. Scandier and Wolsal in a commanding lead, but of course we've seen the identity get it. Scandier with a very slow speed, so he could clip. So I do believe that he did make a mistake, but he's still at the back of Scrappy, so unless Wolsal makes a mistake, he doesn't, and it's so close, but yet so far. It's 8-4, at the moment going to be the score. Alternate Attacks taking the victory for this round, and now the situation is very dire. It is going to be 8-4 the score. Ideal situation, Sprout get 2 aces, or at least delay Alternate Attacks on 9 points as long as possible so they can catch up and possibly take the map away from Alternate Attacks.
Yes, but this is it, right? This can be it. Match and series point here. Let's see if Scandier and Wolsal can win, or if Sprout can put them away for just one more round. Scandier currently in the lead, and it's looking solid right now for the Alternate Attacks crew, as Wolsal is also still in that fight. Dexter clips, and he's still in second though. Has there been a mistake from all those in the behind? Yes, they have. All 3 players clipped there in behind, and so Scandier keeps his lead. Dexter though is right in behind. So he is behind though by quite a large margin, but the fight really is between Scrappy and Wolsal, because if Wolsal gets 3rd place, oh wait, Scrappy's making a huge mistake. Scrappy's making a massive mistake. Oh no, Wolsal is in 3rd. This could be it, Wolsal. If you keep 3rd place, that is it. That's a victory here, because Scandier is in 1st, unless he makes a mistake here. Does he though? Into the finish. He's perfect. And that's going to be a match win here, because Wolsal stays in 3rd. Alternate Attacks have beat Sprout in a 4-1 fashion. Wow, what a match here by Alternate Attacks. They showed up, and everyone who was shouting out for Sprout to win got shut up.
Yeah, this is not what a lot of fans were rooting for Scrappy, so this is of course a big letdown, but of course this is Playday 1. Things can go only up from here, and next week is always a week to come. Well done to Alternate Attacks to winning the match, of course, in a very demanding fashion.